We're the generation that grew up with rotary phones and somehow survived TikTok.
Today we're talking about Generation X, the last analog generation navigating social media.
From lurking online to midlife influencers, we're breaking down how Gen X really uses social media.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Gen X Unfiltered, the podcast.
What's up, everybody?
Hey.
Steve, Eric, how are we today?
Doing good, guys. How are you?
Doing great,
Good.
thanks.
I know this will be dated when it goes up, but yay, Canada, we won gold in men's curling.
That's right. The
Whoa.
men, we literally just beat Great Britain for the gold medal in the men's curling. What a game.
We're actually behind filming this because we had to wait for the ceremony and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
I'm wearing my Canada hoodie and
you
I'm
are.
representing for Team Canada right now.
That's right.
And tomorrow is the gold medal U.S. Canada hockey team.
Oh, baby. Go Canada, go. This is going to be a big one.
I know.
I'm predicting the future, and we will have won.
We will find out 8 o'clock
Please,
Sunday
no jinx,
morning.
no jinx. Yeah.
All right, guys, but today we were talking about Gen X and social media. We were the last analog generation that has gone digital.
That's right. We have seen a lot of changes in terms of entertainment and media and all this stuff with internet access. It's,
We have. Do you want me to throw some quick little stats out for y'all?
I'm a stat guy.
Yeah,
Let's
lay
hear
it on
some.
us.
I was
Lay it
going
on
to
us.
say,
Let's hear some.
Eric's a stat guy. He likes the stats. All right. So apparently, according to these stats, I don't know how accurate or inaccurate they are, but this is what we have. 90% of Gen X uses social media daily.
I believe this is 92%.
What did I say?
90.
92%. We spend approximately 1.5 hours a day on social media. The top platforms they're saying that Gen X uses is Facebook, 84%, YouTube, 68%, Instagram, 57%, and TikTok, 42%. And apparently Gen X uses fewer platforms than younger generations. And many of our purchases are not influenced by social media. So really quickly, how much do you agree, disagree, whatever, with this general stats?
I think that sounds about right. I'm thinking of what I use on a daily basis and stuff like that. I think 1.5 hours is probably a little low for my usage. I think that seems a little low.
I think we probably have to take into consideration older Gen X versus like we've said before, we're young Gen X. So somebody on the oldest side of Gen X probably would fit these stats a little bit more than we would, because they're close to boomer, right?
Yeah.
They're closer to the boomer, yeah.
So, I
was
mean,
it 65 to 80?
65 to 80 is kind of
so
where
that's,
they
if you're
Gen X.
born 75 to 80 versus the other side, there's a big difference in terms of how you grew up with this stuff.
And I feel like Facebook being the top one, I agree for the older Gen Xers it probably is, but me, I hate Facebook. I have it, but I don't use it.
See, it's weird though. I could not tell you the last time I posted on Facebook. I'm going to guess it's been...
I stopped.
It could be a year. I don't know. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But I check it every freaking day.
I do.
Multiple times a day.
Oh, same. As much as I say I hate Facebook, I'm on it every day.
I'm checking my, on my boomer parents to see what they're up to on Facebook.
Yeah, no, and Facebook's the place I will go because I know that
It's family
people post
stuff.
family related stuff. Whereas on Instagram or anything else, some will, some won't, and whatever.
It's kind of the thing where Facebook was huge when it first came out with us, and now it's almost like once our parents joined it wasn't cool anymore.
That was always
right?
the joke, is that once the parents joined, because I remember when Facebook popped up and then people talking about what is Facebook, and you gotta join it to check it out, and kind of not really knowing what it was, but I signed up and was like, oh, okay, this is cool. But
because initially it was just a place you could go catch up with people from high school or you hadn't seen in a while.
That's the thing, and that's where Facebook made it weird. Yeah, because it's there's people on there that you're friends with, that you would never have talked to since high school.
No,
yeah.
But it's I know everything up until not everyone's still but it's I know, you guys you got married, you have kids, you're still together, you're divorced. So it's this weird thing. So if you run it, so it's this weird thing sometimes where if you're in your hometown or whatever, you'll see someone be like, I haven't talked to you face to face in 25 years. Yeah. But I know everything that you've been up to.
Yeah.
I mean, I
it's
think
very weird.
It's super weird.
I mean, because Facebook basically sort of started almost like an instant messaging thing. You'd write on people's walls, they'd reply back, blah, blah, blah. And I think the Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok order, I think that's probably fairly accurate. I think TikTok's probably the least popular among Gen Xers in general.
I think so, because it's newer and it's more sort of, that's even millennial, it's the late millennials and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm rarely on TikTok. But I watch Reels a lot on Instagram.
Oh no, I effing love TikTok. It's my favorite platform right now.
But it's funny because TikTok Instagram Reels,
They
like
have
they're
the same.
basically
The same
exact.
thing.
And even on
Well,
Facebook
you'll
now, you got
see.
short or YouTube
Yeah.
short. Even Facebook has their
They do.
Yeah.
whatever their shorts thing
And
is
Even
called.
a lot of like the Instagram Reels I watch, you can see the TikTok
Yeah.
logo on them.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
they're
like-
definitely interchangeable.
Oh, yeah.
I just like the TikTok ones because like more people are starting to do short form vlogs on them and stuff. So I like that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, like day in the life or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gen X, is clearly online. We all are. Like I said, most of us are. Like even my boomer 75-year-old dad's online. I think he's a Facebook guy. I get all the memes from my dad on Facebook. But I feel like we probably use social media differently than the younger generations.
Yeah. Oh, I think so. Like we use it for like entertainment. I think they use it more for like lifestyle advice and like life advice and like
Yeah.
they go there to like find influencers to tell me how do I
What should I wear? Like,
what should I wear? What do I do for a job? How do I meet
Well, I
girls?
think-
How do I do all this stuff? They go to the internet for it.
Right. And I
Yeah.
think that we know the difference between like, okay, I shouldn't say everybody, but like most of us this age know that social media is fake and to not believe anything you see on social media.
Yeah, totally.
I'm
Sorry.
dying.
Hey, get down. Hey.
Sorry, we have two new pets in the Gen X studio, two little kitty cats that are kittens, and
They're
they
keeping
are
the mice out of this dungeon we're in.
okay, yeah, right. But they are exploring. They're brand new here, and they're just making me laugh because they're trying to climb up on
They're all
everything.
walking around here.
So if you see them in the
They're
camera,
eating everything.
you
Yeah.
see them in the camera going by, or a few little like howls and hisses. That's just them acclimatizing.
I
But
just saw
anyway,
them climbing up on something like that's gonna fall.
and I think they know we're talking about them because they just vacated the.
Yeah, like let's get out of here.
All right, so Gen X lived through the shift from landlines and mixtapes to smartphones and short form video, shaping a more intentional and skeptical digital mindset. So I know we've talked about this numerous times in different capacities and different podcasts, but we grew up offline and we grew with the digital life. We were there when it started. We were teenagers when it started, so we were there from the ground up, but we know what life was before.
We are that
Bridge.
sort of that
Yeah.
bridge. We like, and that's what we're talking about with like the Gen X, older Gen X versus younger Gen X. We were young enough to embrace
Adapt.
it, but old enough to understand it and stuff like that, where we could, and we remember the old and the new.
Yeah.
Where I think even, the older Gen Xers might have been a little more hesitant for some of this stuff, whereas we were, a lot of we didn't have a choice, but, we were still like in like high school and stuff like that when this stuff came out. So it was sort of given to us.
I think that, I don't know, we are Did you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking to them. Anyway, we'll continue on. Just ignore it. Real life over here. I think we're more intentional online. We have more intentional online behavior versus like the people who have only ever known digital stuff.
Yeah. It's always a weird thing because, you hear, oh, those kids are always online nowadays. All they do is look at their phones and stuff like that. But it's like, that's all they've ever known.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's easy to judge them, but because we remember growing up without any of this stuff.
You could probably take this some argument and be like, we were always in front of the TV.
Well, and
Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. Like, how many of us do we have friends that would just play like Nintendo all the time?
yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So-
and for like our grandparents to watch, they're like, these kids just are in front of the TV the whole time. What the heck?
Exactly, and it was always the same thing. So it was just because they just grew up. It was just a thing.
Yeah.
It was just normal. Everyone had a cell phone. It was.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting point too. We use social media to connect and research, not just entertainment. I agree with that for myself. I use social media for everything, for researching, to connect with people, and just silly, like see people fall on their face.
Like shopping
videos.
too. Like I've never clicked a shopping link that popped up on it in social media.
No, but I mean, Eric probably would hardly ever even online shop to begin with. He's the guy who doesn't even want to put his picture into Chat GPT because he thinks they're going to steal. I'm like, you know what, Chat
They're gonna
GPT,
repurpose my image.
steal my image. Like, what are you going to do with it?
You don't want to know what they're gonna do with it. You'll
That's
see.
fine. If I don't see it, then I don't know.
We already online, so I guarantee you it's already
Exactly.
stolen.
It's
like,
too late.
That's my point with Eric. He's like, and I'm like, dude, like, too late for that.
Yeah, dude, Eric, just do it. What's wrong with you?
you already have it. Yeah.
But so I think there's a difference, right? So like a lot of like maybe younger generations, like they're just using it for more like, I don't know. But I mean, I feel like I use social media for all of the above, connecting, researching, and entertainment.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an easy way now. I mean, that's always sort of, you talk about that stuff. Like, you remember back in the day having arguments about like, who is this person? Was that person in this movie? Whatever.
Yeah.
You could, there was no way to sometimes 100% prove or disprove which one was
Now you
right. Now
can.
you can just go online and Google it.
Yeah, just
or
search
you
it
don't
up.
even need to. You just ask your phone.
Yeah.
It'll tell you this person was in that movie. Oh, that's so and so.
Yeah.
Or you like Shazam. Here's the song that's being sung right now. That's you're listening to.
So much easier.
It's
So-
crazy.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you guys. You know me and my questions. I love them.
Yeah, lay it on us.
Does growing up offline make Gen X more cautious online? I
don't-
think so. 100% I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
I think
I'd
so.
say so. I think we're more like skeptical.
Yeah,
and,
like that's
Yeah.
scam.
Yeah.
That's like they're just trolling you for this. Or,
literally every time I see like an ad pop up on social media, I think
Yeah.
it's sort of a scam. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think that.
it's a grift. It's a grift.
Well,
trying to get
and
me.
even like not even just like the ads, but even just the people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like it's like this person's an expert on this or that, or
No, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
you know, it's like well,
How many chiropractors are spouting like medical?
well, that or just
advice
people like us being like,
online.
you gotta work out and do this, and you
Yeah.
know, it's like who like. Good or bad, it's given everyone. It's an easy way for anyone to have a platform to say whatever they want,
Exactly.
and people latch onto it and think, "Hey, this person knows what's up," and they just,
Yeah.
you know, all of a sudden they have 1 million followers, and it's like
If you speak confidently and you're saying what people want to hear, they'll latch onto it, whether you're a
Yeah.
real expert or not.
But
it
then
was. I mean, it was still that way back in the day. You had like the Oprahs and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
that's
it
a lot.
wasn't as yeah.
It's a lot harder to get on TV and build up
Yeah.
that following.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like, you know,
no
like
one's ever fact checking your profile online.
no, I mean, how many times you see people call it a guy like Joe Rogan because he's
Yeah.
got such a big following? It's like,
Yeah.
and there's a, you know, and then a lot of these people say, well, I don't have responsibility. I'm not the news. It's like, well, no, but you have like 50 million people listen to your whatever you're saying. You need to,
And you're highly influential.
yeah. So it's easy for people to sort of pass the buck and be like, well, like us. Hey,
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
ask me. I'm just a
No.
guy talking into a microphone. I can't be responsible for what
No,
people
if
think
you're
and
on a
say.
public
Yeah.
platform, no matter if you have one person watching you or 10 million people watching you, you are doing, and I'm not using this word to be cocky, I'm using this word in the sense of what the word is. You're influencing somebody, whether good, whether bad, whether whatever, you're influencing somebody. So you have to be aware of what you're doing, what you're saying. We're not perfect. Nobody's perfect,
No.
but,
No.
or to be able to like acknowledge and be like, oh shit, like, you know,
No, exactly.
I think that's, and there's a lot of people online that don't care. There's like, I mean, we're going down a tangent, so we'll just
Yeah.
be quick. But like, there's the rage baiters that just say weird shit just to get like the
that's
clicks.
become
Like,
yeah.
but I feel like we are, and when I say we, I'm speaking of us three, but also maybe a portion of the Gen X. I think we're more skeptical of those people versus somebody younger would be
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, that.
That person has 10 million followers. They must be
Yeah.
important. They must know what they're doing. And
Yeah.
that's exactly why you get, and I think it's where you get a lot of problems. and
Unless you
stuff, yeah.
have like a bunch of medical degrees and you went to school and you did all the things, like, yeah, your medical advice doesn't. mean
No, and
anything.
it's the whole,
No.
I did my own research. Well, what does that mean?
No.
You went on Google and read some articles?
Yeah.
Because I can do that too. And it's still,
Doesn't make us an expert.
yeah.
So this kind of ties into the last question, but just I guess a more general. Do you think Gen Xers are smarter social media users than younger generations? I think it just goes with the we're more skeptical. So by
I
default,
think so. And
I think more skeptical is the right word.
yeah.
which is
Yeah.
by default makes us more
Yeah.
aware and
I
that
think we're
kind of
much more
stuff.
cognizant of what you put out there and
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
you follow, and things like that. I think, yes, we're definitely much more aware of that. 100%. Yeah.
All right, then we're called the lurkers of social media. Gen X tends to observe more than post, consuming content quietly rather than sharing publicly. So we generally have lower posting frequency despite daily use, privacy concerns, oversharing discomfort, growth of private groups and close communities. I'd agree with that.
Oh, 100% I would. I mean, I can look at, how long I've been on whatever platform for versus how much I've posted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
bad at it. I'll always be like, oh, I'm going to post more on whatever. And
It's funny, when I first joined some of these platforms, I would post more often, like
Oh, yeah.
Instagram, right? Like I
Yeah.
post up pictures, like, pretty much every week. I haven't posted a picture since last summer, I don't think.
yeah. No,
and
I know.
before that, probably the summer before.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
but here's my question though. I think are you not posting because you're worried about privacy or oversharing discomfort, or are you just not posting because you just forget and it doesn't
I think it was just really a habit change. I think how I used it was different. When I first got on Instagram, I was kind of sharing pictures amongst friends.
Yeah.
And now it's just consuming other people's content.
Yeah.
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 That's true, right? Like, I mean, there are people out there that do both, but yeah, I mean, definitely I'm more of a consumer of the content than I would like to be more of a
Creator
creator
share.
share,
Yeah.
but it's kind of that like, which is odd because
I just honestly don't think about it a lot.
yeah, and that's the thing.
I'm not out being like, oh, I should share a picture of
Yeah.
what I'm doing right now,
No,
or what I'm eating, or what I'm watching.
Yeah.
I do
have to
occasionally, but it's pretty rare.
I do have to say that I'm more aware when I do post about what I post, because like, you know, as you are on the internet longer and you know the dangers and you know this and you know that,
Yeah.
like I don't post pictures of like, you know, kids in my life. I don't post unless it's like a private account where I know who's looking at it. But that stuff has changed. But like, yeah, I don't know. I would like to be more of the creator on that, but it's just
I definitely think more about that stuff. Like what's in this video, what's in this photo that I'm sharing? Is there people that may not want to be in it, or
exactly,
like you said,
so I guess we're
kids or something like that, or whatever. It's just trying to be more cognizant of all of that stuff.
So I guess it's privacy concerns, part of it.
Yeah.
Not just for ourselves, but for like other people we're around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So okay, here's a couple questions, guys. Is lurking healthier than constant posting?
I don't know.
I think they're totally different.
Yeah. I don't know if one's healthier than the other.
Well, I mean, I guess posting, like there can be people that become obsessed with posting. Like there's people that would post like 10 things a day.
Yeah.
And then their whole entire day gets around like, oh, I need something to post. What am I going to post? I need content. So I guess there's
a fine line there, because I think, and that's, it's easy to fall into that trap, especially if you're like what they always say, like you're chasing likes or clout and stuff like that. Like, you want to be an influencer. So if you want to be an influencer online, you've got to post.
Yeah.
But
it can become over-consuming.
Well, it's hard because most people don't care about regular life. No. So you need to get something exciting, something fancy, something different you're doing. And that's hard to do every day.
To one up yourself over and over again?
Yeah. And then you start, like everybody, you start to look at like other accounts and what are they doing? How many follow? It's, it's a vicious sort of cycle.
Yeah. I don't know if one of them's healthier than the other per se. I think, like Steve said, it's just sort of a cycle.
Well, because even lurking, the thing,
you can spend 10 hours a day lurking.
Exactly. And then it's the same thing too. It's hard because you can look at like other people posting stuff being like, well, look at the car they're driving, look at the house they live in, look at the clothes they're wearing, look how much better they're doing than me.
And then you feel real bad. Real quick.
That's the thing. And then you realize, wait, none of this is really real.
Can I just ask a question? I'm positive you guys have all done it before. But have you ever been like, look, we all snoopity snoop on those accounts that we see people and like whatever, we go down a rabbit hole, like, ooh, did this people get divorced, whatever. And you're actually scrolling through on an open profile and then you accidentally hit like a like by accident.
Oh, I'm sure I've done that. Yeah.
I've done that.
I'm like,
sure.
Whoops. And you unlike it. It's like,
so now if I'm like snooping, I'll be like,
yeah, you need to like be very cognizant of like,
do not like the post or
share
the post.
That's happened a few times. Does Gen X value privacy more than younger generations? I would say so.
I think so.
Because I think, again, it's different, right? Like, we grew up in a world where we had privacy just because we didn't have access to all this stuff. So we naturally had privacy, where the kids now, they grow up with being able to talk to anybody at any time, anywhere. So the privacy has to be self-regulated.
Yeah, it's weird. I really don't know if Gen X or Gen Z or younger generations care about privacy like the same way we do at all.
I just don't think because they've ever had it.
Yeah, because
because
like you take a company like Apple, right? They pride themselves on like, we keep your data private or something, right? Does the younger generations even care about that? I feel that's more of like a selling feature for
I think
folks.
so. Because then again, I think it's because we grew up where everything was just by technology wise, like you had to actually leave your house to go knock on your friend's door or pick up a phone and hope they were home. Where now it's like you don't got to go nowhere. You can be talking to anybody on different platforms. And so I think it's just circumstances.
Weird, right? Because like companies are collecting as much data about each of us as they
that's
can.
what I was going to say though.
Because we're all commodities.
Like, and that's what I was going to say. Do you guys actually think we have any sort of privacy?
No, I don't think
so.
No.
Like,
even big companies that say we keep your stuff private. Come on.
Well, they're taking that for themselves.
Exactly.
We may not sell it to somebody else
in some way.
We may not give it to sell it to somebody else, but we're using it for ourselves.
But think
100%.
about it though. Not even just in that aspect. I mean, you don't even have privacy going to stores anymore, walking down the street. I assume as soon as I leave my house, there's a digital trail of me somewhere.
Yeah. Totally.
I mean, with all the cameras people have, all the everything.
Exactly. And big corporations are trying to say this is a good thing for you, the consumer, because we're going to give you ads that you want to see, not a bunch of junk. Right?
Yeah, rather than seeing an ad for a Ferrari and we're going to buy, we're going to show you an ad for a pair of shoes that you will most likely buy or think about buying. Yeah.
Now, whether you think that's true or you think that's actually a good thing or not, totally different question. But this is what they're trying to sell everybody.
Of course.
Yeah,
and I mean, I think that just goes back to the initial stuff we were talking about is we're just generally more skeptical.
Yeah.
We don't fall for it. Or it's like, us saying like, oh, the companies keep it private. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I find that I'm pretty skeptical against all that personalization and targeted
I
ads
am
and stuff.
too.
Because I'm like, well, maybe I want to see other ads. Maybe I don't want to see what you think I want to see. Like,
well, it's the same thing. I get annoyed sometimes, like with YouTube and stuff like that. It's like just because I watched a video once, I don't want to see.
TikTok's terrible
like,
for
they
that.
think that, oh, you watch this once, here's 25 more of those videos. Like, I don't.
You like funny pet videos? Here's a million of them. It's I like other stuff.
Yeah, it's like, no, just sometimes they want to.
Yeah.
It's the same thing though, like, you try and find movies to watch on like Netflix and all these things. They're so.
Well, a lot of it.
The way the algorithms work, it's just like, it's impossible to kind of just go and search through like
a genre.
Yeah.
They'll make it easy.
No.
All right. So Facebook is the new Gen X living room. Facebook remains Gen X primary platform, a digital version of community spaces, community groups and local networks, family connections, nostalgia pages, platform aging alongside users. I know, like I said, we always joke about it. Facebook to me is just for the people, family members that I have on there that still post stuff. Or I should say community groups and like local groups. Those are helpful. But otherwise, like, nah, dog,
I think
I'm
the
good.
first one I click on is Instagram, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, I was going to mention it before. Facebook has drastically changed for us in Canada too. Like we don't even get news on it anymore.
That's actually a big thing. Yeah.
Right?
The government got in a fight with Facebook over that. Yeah.
So what we may have used Facebook for, if we were looking at it for news stuff, like we don't even have that anymore.
Yeah. No, you can't. Like, you want to check out CBC or the local news. Yeah. You got to go to their websites or to another platform. Yeah.
And because of all that, my Facebook feed is just junk now.
Oh yeah.
It's all suggested posts from these junk accounts.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is garbage.
But I still can't quite get rid of it.
That's the thing, though. I'll still check.
Yeah.
There are some of the local, like you said, there's some like
local
community
groups.
stuff where it's like,
it's good for that.
If you're ever bored on like a Friday night, like just go into your local community Facebook page and just like get some popcorn and just like, or if there's like a snowstorm happening with like snow removal. Ooh, man, those pop off with all the Karens.
Quick to, someone asks a question, everyone just like jumps on them. And
oh my God, I know.
But I'm
you
like,
can't ask a question in those forums. No. They're getting some like clapback.
If you're in the mood for some like drama that doesn't involve you, just
stupid
join.
Stuff too. It's just like
dumb.
High school pettiness. Like someone's
It's
like, "Hey, are the roads? How like here in Canada it snows? Hey, has anyone been out? How are the roads?" And it's just like, "Look out the window. What do you care about?"
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
The plows are working hard. It's like
I don't know how many times I've seen some response like do an angry response back saying it's called Google. Look at you.
But I'm just like relax, people.
Yeah.
Like let the people ask questions.
Oh yeah, and that's the joys of social media is that anyone can say anything they want. And
but like I said, if you're ever bored, just join one of your Facebook groups.
Yeah.
Where were we? Okay, so why do you think that Gen X didn't fully abandon Facebook like the younger users did? I think it's because we're in that in between.
I think it's just habit.
Yeah.
Like I think
we
it's just,
had it from the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's just a habit now.
Whereas
it's just around and
I think so.
The young kids kind of popped in when it was already probably like
Yeah.
And we have people that use it for like invites to parties and events and things like that.
Yeah.
So
you
need it for that stuff still.
That's the thing. It's still like, again, for family stuff, it's the only platform to use. Like,
And I actually have some relatives that use Facebook Messenger instead of texting.
Yeah, I know. It's weird.
I know.
I'm like, dude, I
have a few people that will, like I have a few friends and stuff that always send on Facebook. I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, oh, it's a Facebook message.
Yeah, exactly. Because some pop up, I'm like, where's the text? I'm like, oh, it's not a text.
Yeah. I have a couple people like that.
I do use Facebook. Facebook. Actually, the primary reason why I use Facebook is because like my niece, my nephew, some other kids, like younger kids, they have the Facebook Kids Messenger, the one that's monitored by the parents.
They had that, yeah.
So they'll like they don't have phones like their own phones, so they'll message me through that. So I mean, that's like pretty much it. I'm not gonna lie. Every day I open Facebook, I probably only scroll for 10 seconds and I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a quick like, oh, there's nothing new here. Okay.
And I think like you guys said, it's mostly just habit.
It's habit, exactly. It's habit, and then you see it's just like junk, and then you're like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So now, nostalgia. Is it nostalgia or nostalgia?
Nostalgia.
As content currency. 80s and 90s cultures thrive online, and Gen X drives the demand. Eric's stressing out. I don't have numbers on my papers.
I got him.
Okay.
I figured it out. I was having more how I flip my pages, but we're
So
good.
80s and 90s culture thrives online, and Gen X drives the demand. Retro memes, throwback content, music, toys, and TV resurgences, emotional connection to pre-internet childhood, brands monetizing nostalgia.
Welcome to Gen X Unfiltered.
Hey,
A perfect example.
We're capitalizing on all that stuff.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's cool.
Well, it's fun because it's stuff that, like, especially because of the time we grew up where, TV was
Yeah.
pretty big part of our lives. So, like,
Yeah.
whether it was, like, from, like, the early mid 80s from, like, cartoons and stuff like that. So it's fun to see those clips pop up on
that's
as
the
reels
thing.
or whatever. It shows, like, oh, my God, I forgot about that cartoon.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
some, like,
I love it.
some cheesy, like, mid 80s sitcom and
Oh, yeah.
stuff like that. Or now you're seeing a lot of is, like, podcasts where it's, like, the cast of shows
Yeah,
from like the
those are
90s
fun.
and 80s
Yeah.
doing like a rewatch of the show with their co-stars and like talking about
Giving
episodes and
tea
stuff
from
like
behind the
that.
scenes and stuff. And
And I
like,
think it's just, everyone likes to think about nostalgia and relive their glory days.
yeah.
For us, because the technology at the time where people recorded stuff and whatever, so it's available that you can now turn it into
Yeah.
some
No, I
sort of
think
podcast or whatever.
That's actually a really good point. We're the first generation where people could record what they were watching on TV.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Right?
Like our parents' generation, like how are you going to get old episodes of like,
Yeah.
No. I Love Lucy.
Like,
or
yeah,
whatever.
it'd be like, you had to get the vaults from like NBC or
Yeah.
CBS or whoever. But
Yeah.
like, for us, people had VHS recordings and stuff like that. So people can take those and
Yeah.
digitize them and put them out so you can actually rewatch them and relive some of the stuff again. And who doesn't want to go back to their childhood when everything was safe and fun and
Well, and
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
No, it's all carefree.
It was new and like, yeah.
yeah.
It brings back instant like memories when you see something that you forgot about. You're like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I remember being 6 years old watching that on TV or whatever the case
Oh,
may be.
yeah.
I think
All
it's
those
fun.
nostalgia feels.
Yeah.
But so then here's my question: is nostalgia comfort or escapism?
Ooh, I say both.
Ooh, I would say
I'd say both.
I would say I think maybe more escapism, but definitely both.
Oh, yeah.
But-
There's,
Yeah.
there's definitely something comforting about, oh, like I know this. And that
Yep.
brings back good feelings and stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
it's-
But then it's also like, the element of escapism too, right? Like
it's like I don't
'cause-
want to worry about what's going on in the world right now or what.
I've seen enough of today's news for now. So
Let's go back and watch like a
yeah.
bunch of old commercials from like 1988 or something. Yeah.
Okay, so do you guys think that brands are exploiting Gen X memories? I think exploiting is a weird word.
Don't
I
know.
mean-
Yeah.
That seems a little like a harsh word to use.
That's a real harsh word because I mean, like, is it, if you could argue like in any sort of sales or some sort of exploitation, right?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like, it's
I think that they're just trying to, especially like, I think it's a way to keep maybe like Gen Xers online is to bring back the nostalgia stuff because like, like you said, we knew what it was like before all the noise, right? So like a lot of people might be just kind of like, I just don't want to do this. I want to be away. So maybe this is a way to like keep them.
no, yeah. I
I
think
don't know.
everything, to keep everyone. I think that's the goal of most of this stuff is
Yeah.
how do we keep people online? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we look at like. Yeah, about social media stuff, but even like again, look at like the movies that are coming out now and stuff like that, right? They're
Oh,
all
yeah.
rehash stuff. So they're just trying to, of course, they're like you said, I think everything has a bit of exploitation in it. They're just trying to,
Yeah.
what's an easy way to make more money?
Yeah. Exactly.
How do I get more eyes on this? How do we get more people watching longer?
Yeah.
Do stuff that they can relate to, show stuff they want to see.
Exactly. Everything's manipulation to some degree, right? How do we
Yeah.
manipulate your emotions so you want to watch more, so you want to buy this? Like,
yeah, exactly. I think it's sort of the part and parcel of what's always been happening.
Well,
Yeah.
then this question kind of ties into the other ones. Why does Gen X respond so strongly to retro content? I mean, I think that's pretty obvious.
I think it's pretty clear. I think it's because that's
The
like,
warm and
that's
fuzzies.
warm and fuzzies, and that's ours. That's our
Yeah,
our
that-
stuff.
everyone
Like-
That we
wants
grew up
to-
with.
Yeah,
Like it's almost like this weird like when like say teenagers nowadays are like or like my nephew a couple years back he was really into Ghostbusters, which is cool, like whatever, but I'm like
yeah.
that was ours, that's
I know.
ours,
Yeah.
right?
The first, almost a similar reaction the first time I saw like a kid wearing like a Nirvana shirt. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
that's art. That's
Yeah.
our band.
Yeah.
Get
Where
out
are
of
you
here.
doing wearing that? Yeah.
Well, it's funny though. That's I think something that the kids kind of are missing out on nowadays. They don't have their own things.
They don't.
Everything's being rehashed. Like we
Yep.
had our own movies, our own. I mean,
Yeah.
and this is a very broad generalization,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
we had like most of our movies weren't remakes of our parents' stuff.
No.
no.
It wasn't like here's a remake of I Love Lucy starring
Yeah. Like,
Molly Ringwald or I'm trying. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah, exactly. I think you're bang on. Like we've had like, there's always been some like remakes, but like the amount of remakes we have now, it's just overkill.
it's just. Again, it's like an easy because
I-
everything's so expensive.
yeah.
It's like, well, we want to get the Gen X parent to take their kid because
Yeah.
of Gen X parents. Like, oh
Exactly.
my God, I love Ghostbusters as a kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I feel like the balance has shifted and it's more remakes than new
Yeah.
stuff.
that's
like,
what it definitely
But
feels
see-
like. Whereas, like, again, when we were kids, I'm sure I'm missing some, but
Well,
like,
I'm
I remember,
sure
like,
there
like,
it was
but-
rare.
remember, like, Dick Tracy was a big one.
Yeah, Dick Tracy or
You know, like, maybe, I guess
maybe Batman.
I was gonna say maybe Batman.
Like,
'cause
I'm sure there
yeah.
were, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, I mean, generally speaking, I mean, they've remade like Ninja Turtles and
Yeah.
Ghostbusters and like, you know, 1,000,001 Top Gun, like
all
everything.
these movies, and then you keep hearing about other ones coming down the line.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, this is coming back, and that's coming. It's like, oh, good lord.
Things that are like no one asked for this. Like remember, like there's a Fall Guy. Remember the TV show The Fall Guy?
Yeah, that's right.
They
yeah,
did a
yeah,
movie
yeah.
remake of it like a summer or two ago.
Well, even exactly.
and I'm like, maybe it might be a fine movie, but like, is really anybody asking for a Fall Guy?
well, they
remake?
did like the Equalizer with
Yeah.
Denzel. I'm waiting for Quincy M.E. to come
Oh,
back.
you know, my dad told me the
Wait,
other.
see.
You know, my dad told me the other day. Well, he told my mom, and I don't care because I never watched it. But apparently, they're doing a remake of the Rockford Files.
Yeah.
Again.
Weren't they going to do a Murder She
asking for
Wrote,
this?
reboot or something?
I mean,
Yeah,
I could get
I
that.
think they did actually.
Oh, did they? Or-
No, they did a remake of Matlock
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
with Kathy Bates as the Matlock
That's
character.
what. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Oh,
like,
I miss Murder She Wrote. That was a great show. I used to watch it every Sunday with my grandma.
yeah. I'm surprised they.
How did
know.
that song go?
That
Yeah. I
Oh
know the
God,
song.
I'd have to.
but that was a pretty good impression of the song, I gotta say.
Was
But
it
it's
like
just
that?
crazy though how like it feels like everything that comes out
Yeah.
nowadays is
Well, because I
some
think
sort of
it's-
reboot, rehash,
but
remake,
Yeah.
retelling of.
I think
Yeah.
it's exactly what you said. It's the parents that were kids then. They want to spark their nostalgia and be like, "Ooh, I got to go see the remake of Ghostbusters." And then they bring their kids, and their kids get into it, and then they buy all the toys. It's all a scam, guys.
What's
Yeah.
all about? Yeah, and it's like because we don't want to take this screenwriter's original
Yeah.
idea that no one's ever heard of before, and hopefully it'll be popular,
Yeah.
right?
Because now and there's so much more content now competing for people's eyes.
Well, that
They don't want to take the risk because they can't afford to have a miss.
no, exactly. They can't, to
All
for
right.
every Stranger Things that comes out that's original and new. It's like no, we'll do 20 different reboots of something.
I'm going to decide to move to the next topic.
Yeah.
All right.
Because we could talk about a lot of these topics for a long time. We're trying to save your guys' time. Gen X versus influencer culture. Gen X often resists influencer culture and prefers authenticity over curated lifestyles. Skepticism towards personal branding, trust in reviews and word of mouth, less influenced by social media purchases, rise of reluctant Gen X creators. I would say that's probably accurate for myself. Do I watch some of the stuff about curated lifestyles? I do, but I know it's curated. I know it's fake. Do I like the authenticity of other creators? Yeah, 100%. Like get on there, woken up with no makeup on and in your pajamas
Yeah.
and unbrushed teeth, talking about, how you just spilt milk all over your kitchen floor. Yeah, I'd take that all day long.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I don't watch a lot of like vlogs and stuff like that, but if I see them pop up online or that, or there's some that I will watch, but I prefer the like just the real life stuff, not
Yeah.
the like we're going out today and we're gonna fly a jet plane and we're
Yeah.
gonna jump off a roof and
I
we're
mean-
gonna go crazy and it's
crazy
gonna
out
be
here.
amazing.
But
It's
I
like
think-
that's not real.
I think the difference is
No.
like even though they may be entertaining to watch, we kind of watch it knowing that it's not real,
well,
and that it
that's
is just
the thing.
entertainment.
It's like this
Yeah.
is all just put together and
But-
it's like a sitcom basically.
Yeah.
It's a good point, actually. I think authenticity kind of hits better no matter what you're talking about, right?
Oh, I think so.
like,
Yeah. And
you know,
it's-
if you talk about sitcoms, think about like Roseanne versus like the Cosby Show or like something like, right? Like,
Yeah.
Roseanne seems a much more authentic
Well,
kind of
Roseanne
show.
versus like Full House, let's
Or Full
say.
House. Full
Yeah.
House.
Yeah.
Like Full House was a joke.
no, and I
whatever.
think the
Which one did you more identify with?
Roseanne.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And the problem is because you're fighting for eyes and
Yeah.
people's attention that
But
the mundane of, hey, we're going to the grocery store and then we're going
Yeah.
to fix my car and
there
Yeah.
is a
You know?
whole resurgence recently online, like I would say TikTok and Instagram, even YouTube a little bit, but there's a
Yeah.
resurgence of like everybody got oversaturated with the over curated and they
Yeah.
got kind of sick of it. And now they want the real life, like people who have yesterday's makeup on their face,
yeah.
making breakfast for their kids, because
In
that's
like
real
a,
life.
like a dirty kitchen, like
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's a big thing is like the curated houses. Like there's people I follow now that they're like, if you want real life content, come to my house. And they literally show the laundry piles in their bedroom. They're
But
like,
that's what you want to see because
Yeah.
like, that's what you can relate
because
to.
then you can be like, oh my gosh, my bedroom's not so bad. Or oh my gosh.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
relate to it more.
Yeah. Nobody lives, or you see the perfectly curated creators that, you know, have the aesthetic and then like 2 feet to the side, it's like a junk pile.
Well, and that's the whole thing is that everything was always fake. And you knew that. It's like, I'm going to show you this snippet of my life that is fantastic. But if you look left or right, it's a fucking shit show. So ignore that side. Just focus on this. Whereas, you want the real, you know, that you can relate to these people. They're just normal people.
Yeah. And most people, I know there are some people, most people don't leave their house with a full face of makeup and fancy designer clothes on every single day.
Well, why do you think paparazzi photos are so popular? Because they want to see that movie star who is just out pumping gas or walking to the gym.
They want to knock that start
But
down
I like seeing the people be hot messes. Not in a bad way, but just like the roll out of bed, go to the grocery store.
They're all just regular people, right? Like we're all just the same, really, in the end.
So why do you think Gen X distrusts influencers more? Probably because we see through fakeness.
I think, again, because there's always like an angle. You feel like
it feels like a grift.
When it's too polished and stuff, it's like you're looking for like whether you're just trying to get me to watch and whatever, or you're going to try and sell me something or whatever. You know, like there's always that. It feels like there's an angle to it.
Yeah.
It's not just this person's making content for me to enjoy. It's like they're coming up with, I have a new supplement.
Yeah,
exactly. My workbok.
I've discovered something no one ever found before, and this is the solution.
Yeah, I will tell you for $200 a month or $200 a year.
Exactly. I will say how to fix. I will sell you the fix to this problem.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was like in the 80s too. They used to have the infomercials for weight loss shit.
Oh yeah,
it was
Suzanne Summers.
But now it's just that we're inundated with more of it.
Yeah. No. Exactly. 100%.
Again, we've had this. Anybody with a couple of cameras and some know-how and whatever can do it. That's the problem. So, and that's where it gets really muddied. That trying to, because some good lighting, some good makeup, and the right angles, all of a sudden it's like
I think the messages that we've said before is again like it's fake.
Well, just. No one really puts their real life out there.
Well, I mean, let's just even speak for ourselves. Even us doing this. Like, would I say that we're the same on camera right now as we are in real life? Yeah, generally speaking. But did I spend a few minutes brushing my hair and putting a little bit of extra makeup on because I was going to be on camera? 100% I did.
Yeah.
But I mean, but I think and I think we can kind of tell the difference of the baseline of the people that are overproducing themselves to the level of fakeness and the people that like, you know what, I'm just going to make myself feel a little bit better on camera, but this is still the real me.
No, and that's the thing. I mean, I know we've talked about this before and after and whatever, but like I always said, like the vibe I always hope that we give is some people hopefully be like those guys would be those three people I think they'd be fun to go have a beer with.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've always hoped for that.
And chances are I'll be in sweatpants with greasy hair. I mean, it is what it is.
I'm in sweatpants right now.
Yeah, but that's how we've kind of looked for that. But we don't. But
I think
what we're wearing, we're not like.
Well, but I think like we should like not explain. I mean, we did, but like also just say that yes, there is a level of you present yourselves a little bit different when you're in public. In the public eye.
Fancy hoodie.
Well, what was going on?
Not my resting hoodie.
Well, no, but I mean, like I have worn sweatpants, but I'm just saying, like, you just take that extra second to be like, okay,
no,
and that's fine.
There is also you want to look presentable on camera.
Some days I care more than others.
Yeah, well, that's true too. Yeah, for all of us.
All right, so parenting teens in the social media area. Full disclosure for anybody listening: none of us have any kids, so we're just going to speak about this very generally, or experiences of people we know who have kids. Just so there's nobody thinking we're experts in this category. Gen X parents raise digitally native kids while relying on analog childhood values, screen time rules and safety concerns, mental health awareness, teaching digital literacy, balancing freedom and protection. I mean, I think I'm just going to say generally, overall speaking, like, again, I do not have children. My children, if I did have them, would probably actually hate me because I would be the strictest technology introducer to them ever. Yeah. And I don't care if anybody says, you're just saying that. No. I would be.
Yeah, like I don't have any kids either, but I'm all for that legislation that Australia put through.
Yeah.
That says, hey, if you're under 16, I think, you cannot be on social media.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I think
100%.
When all this stuff came out, again, I remember when Facebook popped up and people joined, it was just like a thing. I don't think anyone thought about any long-term ramifications on this or that, but now that they know, it's like they have to do something about it because it's not a place for kids. And the internet, it's not a safe space.
No, not at all.
It's not even a safe space for like grown adults.
It's so unregulated that it can't be safe.
No,
for
exactly.
people.
It's like
Yeah,
you've got anybody can have access to it.
Yeah.
Anyone can say what they want with
But
no
then-
notification. They can under fake names, fake accounts, like
it sucks because even like, again, using us as an example, being on a public platform, like, you know, there's lots of people who are very nice and stuff like in comments or whatever, but like, unless there's a few people obviously that we kind of like know more, but I'm just saying in general, like, I think all of us get the little spite, like we're skeptical because we don't know who the people are on the other end writing the comment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just saying is I don't know what I was trying to say. I was trying to basically just say, like, even as adults, like, I'm not going around making friends willy-nilly on the internet. Or if I do, I'm not being like, here, text me, here's my phone number. Or, oh, like, no, I am
it's just because
cautious.
No, because again, it's now especially like how many of these accounts are just bots? They're not even they're not even
They're
just
real
like
people, no.
Yeah, like they're not even real people at all.
So kids, nowhere near the internet unless it's heavily, heavily regulated by parents who are willing to put in that time.
Yeah.
And I also think that it's mandatory. And it very well could be somewhere. Again, I don't know every school, but I think that internet safety should be taught in school
what I
from
was
like
about to
grade
say,
one.
is
That's
that
a good
you
point.
need
Start
to
it.
teach kids about online safety because
Yeah.
And bullying.
I know I talk to my nephews and sometimes it's like, wow, they really don't get it.
Nope.
No.
Like,
Nope.
there are some
Because they're naive. Like, kids are naive, and not because they're dumb. They're kids. They're naive. They believe everything that is said to them. So some weirdo messages them, hey, like, blah, blah, blah. You're fun. You want to hang out?
Yeah.
Where do you live?
Well, not even that, but they just see dumb stuff online. Like they watch.
believe it.
Yeah, I'm going to try and do that too. Let's record our stuff and put it online.
Yeah.
And it's just they just don't understand the ramifications of being online and the potentials of like you want to. Amanda, we always say that. I think everyone our age that I know always says the same thing. Thank God we didn't have the internet growing up. Thank God we didn't have smartphones growing up.
Yeah.
We would have done dumb shit and put it online.
Tons.
100% we
Tons of
would
stupid
have.
stuff.
Of
You know?
course.
Kids are young. Like when they're young, they experiment. They try out things. They're learning the world around them.
And you're like, this is funny. I'm going to put it online.
Yeah.
And they don't realize, hey, that was actually like really offensive or whatever.
Yeah.
And now you've put it out to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go for a job interview in 5 years and they Google you, that's going to come out.
Yeah. So it's just they don't understand any of the stuff. And so I think definitely having some sort of, and I hope that they do, but
I mean, maybe somewhere they do. But I mean, and like talking about bullying and all that kind of stuff and the proper way to use social media and yada, yada, yada. And like I said, I just don't think that they belong on social media whatsoever.
No.
Until they're 16 years old. Yes, at me. And otherwise, if they are, then it needs to be heavily monitored.
Yeah.
And I think it's like anything. Again, I am not a parent. I'm going by experience of people that I know. I know somebody who is extremely strict with their teenager on social media and does everything right. And there's still been times where, her child has gotten through to something, not nefariously, just because she was curious. And hearing those stories, I'm just like, no matter how diligent you are, it can still happen.
Oh, yeah,
sure. It's impossible, I think, for parents to fully regulate it.
And parents,
because it can be, I mean, it's not even now, but you hear all these stories about like video games that, like it's not even like social media, because all the video games now have like, well, not ads, but they have like chats that are open to everyone playing and all this stuff.
Because it's all like online multiplayer.
Yeah, was that Roblox or whatever it was?
Yeah.
Like,
Roblox is apparently very terrible.
Yeah, so but I'm saying, but so it's everything. Like it's just, and it's not the parents. They just can't.
No, but
stop
here's the thing I'm going to say with that, and I'm not saying this as any diss to any parent or adult out there. I shouldn't just say parent, but any adult out there. You may think that you are on top of everything social media wise. I guarantee your child is always one step ahead of you just because they are around it. And with all the other people, they're always going to, I consider myself to be pretty like savvy with that stuff, but there is still stuff that kids know more than I do. And I'm not pretending otherwise.
No, I think you guys said before, it goes back to education, right? Kids need to be educated about social media, online world, all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because you're right, parents can't watch kids 24/7.
No,
and when we were kids, they couldn't either, right? Like, I'm sure we got into stuff.
Of course we did. How many times were you guys up on Friday nights watching the Baby Blue movies when you shouldn't have been? Exactly.
Yeah, a lot of
No
things like that,
comment.
but like,
No,
you know,
but I
we'd
mean,
go
that's
and
the
set
same-
fires and do all
Right.
sorts of dumb shit,
No,
break
but
things.
talking
and-
about,
Yeah,
like-
exactly.
But talking about like visual stuff, I mean, that's the same
Yeah.
thing. You guys would go sneak in, you know, when your parents were in bed, you'd wake up to watch the Baby Blue movies. It's like
Yeah.
kids trying
Yeah.
to find stuff
yeah,
online.
but we were taught about stranger danger when we were
oh my
young,
God.
right?
That's
Yeah.
all we were
And
taught
so
about.
now, kids need to have that updated for the online version of
And
that.
that's probably why we're so skeptical of everybody online, because
Yeah.
back in the day it was like, oh my God, that person like looked at you weird, stranger danger.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's why it's good though. We see a lot more now, like people deliberately not posting their kids and stuff online. Or,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
You
shouldn't
you see
be
that
online.
a lot more. I mean, look, the
May-
whole family vlogger thing, that whole thing on YouTube kind of
Maybe
Yeah.
had its reckoning.
maybe 10, 15 years ago, posting your kids' pictures online wasn't a big deal, but now you just can't.
What-
It's not safe.
Again, when it all was new, no one thought about any of this
No, I
stuff,
know.
right? It was like,
Unless you
who's
have-
going to be
Uh,
care? But it's like,
unless-
oh, wait, there's lots of
Yeah,
weird
unless you
people on here.
have the private like account that just your family members are on. I mean, just text them.
Yeah.
Text them photos. Okay, let's move on because I could go on to that forever.
Yeah.
Career reinvention through social media, midlife creators. Many Gen Xers are launching podcasts, YouTube channels, and side hustles. Guys, I didn't read this ahead of time. In midlife, I know I didn't read it. I was too busy watching curling. Turning experience into content, fighting too old for social media type media stereotypes, midlife entrepreneurship, building personal brands later in life. The one topic that stuck out to me the most after reading those 4 points was the fighting too old for social media stereotypes.
Absolutely.
I feel
Yeah.
like we are like, it's the imposter syndrome. I feel like we're way too old to be on YouTube and people don't want to watch old people like us.
Oh, definitely. I think that's a big part of how I feel about our channel sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, are we too old to be doing like that kind of genre?
But
Yeah.
or just in general. Like, I'm like, if
Yeah.
I decided for some reason to start on TikTok doing daily mini vlogs on TikTok, like, I'm like, who wants to watch? Like, I don't have kids. I don't have young kids. I don't have any of that stuff. Not that I would put them on there anyway, but you know what I mean? But I'm like, I'm too old. But then I have to think there's people in our age group watching that stuff.
No, well, that's exactly it.
Right?
Like, I mean, if we were trying to talk about something that's like relevant to like kids nowadays,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
weird.
different thing. But the fact that we're talking about stuff that's relevant to our generation, that's, I think, the biggest difference. We're not here
Yeah.
trying to like
No.
pretend we're 25 and like,
Oh my God.
you know what I mean? Like that would just come off awfully.
That would be so
Yeah.
unauthentic and just so weird.
Yeah.
Like, this
But
is,
you know,
when
yeah.
I start getting that imposter syndrome, I just have to think of the whole thing. Well, there's people like us looking to watch content of
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
their age. So I'm like, whatever. But generally speaking, especially like the past 10 years sort of on YouTube, it was very heavy until, well, you know, there's like the Mr. Beast. I mean, he was like a kid and like,
Yeah.
and the like prank stuff. And then even like the young families and like, you know, when we first started, it was kind of like, oh, wow, like we are like, no, like on YouTube, who would want to watch us?
Yeah.
What was popular at the time, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm just like, well, no, because like we like ingesting content of people that we can relate to. So maybe there's people that can relate to us at this age. I don't know.
No, exactly. And that's the thing. Like I go through like my Instagram who I follow on those platforms. Yeah, a lot of them are
Yeah.
our age, maybe a bit older, a bit younger, but yeah, like
Yeah.
you know, it depends on what the content is. Like
Well,
if I see a video pop up, like I see a ton of videos like people reacting to something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to watch a 45-year-old man react to like a Guns N' Roses video.
Yeah.
Because if you're 40 and haven't
yeah.
seen it, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But to see like
That's really
a
valid.
20-year-old watching,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, what do the kids think about
Yeah, of
this
course.
song that I like?
Yeah.
But you're watching it for like a song that brings you
But
nostalgia
that's
and
also
memories.
that's a big thing too. Is like you look at the videos and the songs these people are, or the movie, and now the even movies they react to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot, you know, stuff that we.
Yeah.
It's very
Oh.
rare that it's stuff
It's-
that came out in the last 10 years.
It's a weird thing because you're like, I love this song. I'm hoping this like new generation likes it too. Let's see how they react.
It's always interesting to see what they take
Yeah.
on some of the stuff.
I
Yeah.
lost my train of thought. Dang it. I had
Uh-oh.
something that I was like, and for all, I know you guys listening, I talk a lot and whatever. I probably interrupt a lot too. It's really not because I'm rude. It's because I tend to have really fast thoughts and I'm trying to like, I don't want to forget because I just forgot. Just for anybody who thinks I'm rude. I'm not rude, I promise. I just am like enthusiastic. It's the ADD brain. But I think that, I think that the fighting too old for social media. But then I'm like, who says what age social media is for? Like,
Yeah.
it's for everybody. Who cares?
Well,
Yeah.
no, and that's I think there is no age gatekeeping.
No.
Like,
no, that's all just your kind of own insecurities. I
yeah,
think.
that's 100%,
I can say
yeah.
100% that I I am glad that we started doing YouTube stuff older versus when I was in my 20s. Hell no, I'd be so embarrassed and cringed out by that. But when we started, we were already...
I'm embarrassed by my Facebook post when Facebook first came out.
Oh, if it's now, and I see the memories, I'm like, oh, good lord.
Right, but I'm saying like
delete that one from 20 years ago just because it sounded idiot.
Starting it later, we were more like, I don't know, it's just different. I people who's like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know what I say.
I just don't know if I would have even had, even if we had the technology at the time and to do this stuff, would I have had the focus to like stay dedicated to it, to do this, do it on a regular way? I don't know if I would. No. Maybe for a while, but I don't know.
So do you think that life experience gives Gen X an advantage?
Oh, absolutely. I think
so.
Absolutely.
Like, so, I mean, I don't know how this is relatable or if it is relatable, but speaking of the like experiencing as an event, like I was talking to my like 8-year-old niece about something and, CDs. I think I've told the story before. She got a CD player with a Taylor Swift CD. Blah, blah,
yeah, you were telling us
and
that,
she literally was so confused what a CD was. And I was so like, I don't understand how you don't know what this is. And she's like, I don't understand how you know what this is. And I was like, but we have that little bit of experience. Oh, that would be, sorry, I was talking and thinking of something else.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I do think that we,
no, I think, I think any experience, life experience that's the biggest difference between a 20-year-old and a 70-year-old. And even for our age, it's life experience. And that is super important. And that's what you want from the people older than you, to give you some of that advice and share it.
Exactly.
That's you try and hope that, hey, you don't want to make the same mistakes that we did, and we don't want to make the same mistakes that our parents did. And
we're entering our wise old sage era.
That's right.
I don't know about wise, but
no.
All right, digital burnout and the Gen X exit strategy. Some Gen X users are stepping back from social media entirely. Doom scrolling fatigue, mental health concerns, moving toward newsletters, podcasts, and smaller communities. I mean, I think just with anything, I think that, I find that I get the fatigue when it's the same thing all the time. Like, recent events in politics, when I was ingesting that for days on days on days on days on days, I was fatigued. But to just watch random stuff, I don't necessarily get fatigued. It's when I like hyper focuses on one topic, I get really fatigued.
Yeah, same. And I mean, like the 24-hour news cycle, they beat stuff to death.
Yeah.
So you'll get that. You'll get like a lot of the same thing and a lot of like different opinions on the same thing over and over and over again.
But then you just keep watching it because you're like into it and you're down the rabbit hole and you're this. And then I'm just like, I mean, there was a time, like when it was all the politics stuff and I literally just threw my phone. I'm like, oh my God, I can't.
No, it just it becomes too much. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just too much information, too much noise. It's just ugh.
But I think like our generation, generally speaking, is more self-aware of those moments and can be like, yeah, I'm good. For whether it's 5, 10, 3 hours, we're like, no, I'm going to put this down. Where I think kids who have only ever known this, they're less likely to know when they need to be like.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
those guardrails.
So, I think so. I think that, again, I think that sort of goes back to, I think with age and life experience comes some, that you kind of realize, hey, maybe I don't need to reread this every day. Maybe me spending 2 hours scrolling through TikTok isn't the best use of my time.
We understand like that if we put it down, our brain can just go quiet for a minute, right? But they've never really, like, we lived in a world where we had to sit sometimes in nothing.
It's so weird, right? The quiet is actually good for your brain.
It is.
Yeah.
Like constantly hitting your brain with dopamine and like always like watching and listening to something, your brain needs a break. It's gets exhausted.
Look, when we were kids, we went to sleep with no white noise, no music. No, it was literally you go into your room, they turn off the lights and you have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like quiet. We had to sometimes, when we went to doctor's offices, we had to sit there and either read the shitty 5-year-old magazines or we literally had to sit there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? No, exactly. So everywhere, waiting in line at the grocery store, you just stood there and looked around.
We know that. And so I think, but like kids nowadays, most of them have never had that.
I think what I've heard is a lot of them get anxiety, like when there is in the silence.
Yeah, their first thing is like, oh, this is boring.
Yeah,
put my phone because you're just constantly entertained.
All right. So, do you think Gen X will lead a social media detox trend? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think some will, some won't. I don't know. Like, let's face it, social media is not
never going
anywhere.
anywhere.
No.
And it can be really useful. You just have to self-regulate.
I think it just, and I mean, well, look at Zuckerberg right now is in trial, right? Facebook's being sued for like targeting or making it addictive or something or other.
Yeah.
Facebook, YouTube, a couple of platforms.
Almost becoming like cigarettes back in the day and stuff like that. I think people didn't realize that, hey, there's, they can make this stuff to make it so that it is hard to put down.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone thought about that when it first came out.
No, but I mean, nobody really thought it was going to be what it is.
No, exactly. At the time, it was just like, oh, this thing. The internet was still kind of a fad, and like, is this really going to go anywhere?
Exactly. They've done a lot of feature updates to make it more addictive too, right?
Well, that's the thing. They've realized that's like, your time is the currency. That's they care about. They don't really care about you buying the Facebook app. That's why it's free. It's like, we want your time and how much you look at this. Yeah. That's our currency, and that's how you can, make this better, is take away that. Don't spend the time looking at this stuff. That's how you hurt them if you want.
I'm going to ask one last question that is probably an easy answer, but I'm just curious to hear what you guys say.
Okay.
It's a combination of a couple of questions.
Combo.
I think we already answered. We don't think social media is going anywhere.
No.
It makes too much money.
That genie's out of the bottle. That Pandora's box has been opened.
It's too damn popular.
Yeah.
Something crazy have to happen for social media to go away.
Yeah.
Well, I think people would just have to boycott it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which people are so addicted to it that they couldn't.
And it is usable. Well, it is useful in some.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why I haven't deleted Facebook, even though I don't use it.
Name one thing that we know is not great for us that people have tried to boycott and that it actually worked and people got rid of it.
Yeah,
I can't like cigarettes, alcohol.
Yeah,
they've tried to boycott all those things.
As long as someone's making money off of it, it'll be around.
But wait, for not alcohol, because it makes our government too much money. Well, same with cigarettes.
Stuff.
Okay, listen, hold on. Let me just eliminate my train of thought. So it's kind of like, with the cigarettes, what did they do? They made it, more expensive. They made it harder to get. They hid them when you go into the store so you can't see them.
They put those nasty warning labels on them too with all the diseases you can get.
I think that probably coincides with something that Eric said earlier about how Australia made, it illegal for anybody under 16 to be on social media. Do I think that's a great idea? 100%. Do I think North America will ever do it? Hell no, because they just make too much money off of it. They want the kids on there.
Well, there's a reason why you can still buy it, regardless of what they put on the packs.
Right, but they made it a bit harder.
Yeah, but they will never get rid of it because someone's getting rich off of it, and that's all that matters to them.
And that was sort of my point. For all of the regulations and stuff they've done, it hasn't gotten rid of anything.
No, because someone's still getting rich off of it, and they're paying people to keep it around.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think that they would even do regulations on the social media at all. Just because it makes too much money.
They might. It depends.
I wish they would.
I think they might. I don't know. We'll see. I could see it coming more popular in some
places.
I
feel like Canada would do it. Or try to do it.
I can see some other places starting as Australia and stuff like that. I think I can see other people maybe adopting some rules like that. But
it'll be really curious to see how it plays out. Will it be like prohibition back in the day where they tried banning stuff and this had underground stuff?
That's the worst thing to do because that'll just
But there's always going to be people that skirt the system or try and do it, or they have degenerate parents that will just fool it. Well, okay, look. Hold on. I'm going to just roll back the degenerate. That was a bad word, and I don't want to offend people. But I'm just saying, but even now, so let's just look at this in theory. Like Instagram, technically, you have to be 13 years old to have an Instagram account. How many parents sign up their kids an Instagram account and give them the phone and say go? A lot.
Or not even that, but how does Instagram police that?
No, but that's my point. What I'm saying, but Instagram's just putting that on there so that if anything happens, it'll be like, well, they shouldn't have been on it. They weren't 13. So because you have to click a box that says, yes, you click I'm 13. A box
that anybody can...
It's just to take the heat off of them. But my point is that there's always going to be people that's like, parents are like, well you're like 10. Who cares? Go on Instagram.
Yeah, but I'm saying the parents don't have to do it. That's the problem.
I know.
So it's irrelevant to the parent. The kid can make their own account and say, yes, I'm 12.
I know.
Boom, it's done.
But that was just my general point.
Yeah, but I'm just saying is that anybody can, make an account. There is no accountability. It's 100%. Like you click that box. We don't care if you're 7 years old or 77.
And I think there needs to be, maybe that's just us being old geezer Gen Xers, but stranger danger people. Stranger danger.
Yeah, I think everyone should have to be online as their real profile, real face, real name. That would change everything very quickly.
That would change a lot of behaviors online.
The only reason why the real name thing I'm like on the fence about is because like even if you are unproblematic online, like not everybody wants their like, so people could like find you and stuff. You know?
But I think that's a quick way to, somehow they need to figure that out.
But I may not be on the internet if that's the case, and I'm not a bad person on the internet.
Okay, well then it's your choice. But I'm just saying that I'm just saying that's a quick way to knock out a lot of problems right now. Is if they could figure out a way that people couldn't just be completely anonymous.
Yeah.
That would change a lot of things.
Or, I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just sort of saying. But anyway, we're kind of off the topic.
I was just saying that we're going down like a real rabbit hole here.
That's fine. It happens.
What's the topic for today?
It happens. It happens. Social media and Gen Xers. I don't think is whatever.
No, we're fine.
But anyway, guys, comment below and let us know what your favorite social media platform is, the one that you use the most.
I'd be curious to know what everyone's on.
Yeah, TikTok all the way. Yay. I just find it.
No one said X. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah. What about MySpace?
Yeah.
my brain likes TikTok because it's like fast and quick and short. But yeah, comment.
The worst one. The brain rot.
Comment and let us know your favorite platform. But we thank you guys so very much for joining us, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.
Take care, everybody.
Bye-bye.